all things the future of Kenyan literature. Guys, remember, always stream live on www.spicefm.co.ke, and you can find me on the frequency right here in Nairobi. Keep up with these vibes on 94.4. Malindi, it's 97.7. You're headed to the coast, it's 87.9. Remember, this is the home of sugar, spice, and everything nice. Once again, karibu sana, Lexa.
Thank you.
Now, back to the Kenyan Readathon. Such an amazing space.
Thank you.
Awesome initiative. So much value. Was there a particular moment where you're like, you know what, this thing is not going to happen? I just feel like it's not my thing. The complexities are too much for me. You know, there's a lot going on. Mm-hmm. I should probably just give up this dream, and go back to teaching or something.
Yes. Yeah. I've had those moments, not once.
Yeah.
So when I started this, it was more like giving back and engaging with the community and with the authors. But it reached a point where now there was an overload of requests for authors wanting me to promote their books alone.
Yeah.
And the Readathon is for all Kenyan writers.
Oh, they were being selfish.
Yeah. And it was like, I'm doing it. I'm not even getting paid for doing all this. Why would you want me to promote only who you know who and leave out the rest? So it reached to that point, and I was like, if they'll keep on asking me to do that, then I'll just leave it for them to, because no one else is doing what I'm doing as vigorously as I am doing. People say I don't clap for myself as much as I should.
I think you need to give yourself more credit.
Yes, so I do a lot, and they would just want to, have you be in a corner and just talk about this and this and this. And if you talk about one author, they'll be like, oh, Lex is biased, and I'm like, no, I'm just spotlighting siku yako itafika. Or there's a resource document. I created a resource document where I really tried to capture not all of them, but a few, over 100 Kenyan writers on that resource document. So some will be like, oh, Lexa, include my book in the resource document. Oh, Lexa, do this and that. Oh, and all that. So it was a bit too much. I was like, no, this is not supposed to be work.
Yeah.
This is my passion. This is what you would wake me up at 2 a.m. and I'd be so excited to talk about Kenyan literature, and not wake me up at 2 a.m. to answer questions. Lexa, why did you not add my name in the resource document? Or Lexa, this and that. So there's that. And then there was also a challenge of hosting, because I have to organize an event. I have to promote it on social media. I have to get the venue. I have to at least do something fun on the event day, not just have a sit down where people just come and sit, listen to people talk, and then go away. So there's also the planning part. You might be good at one thing, but when it comes to organizing the actual event and bringing people together could be a challenge. But I was proved wrong. I would get over 100 people attending the event.
Do you do the planning by yourself, or have you got a team around?
No, I don't have a team.
What? That's impressive.
Yeah, I have advisors, I'd say so, but I don't have a team. I'm trying to get people to join me, especially the younger, the Gen Zs. I'm a Gen Z.
Yeah.
I was called the literary dynamo of the Gen Z.
Nice.
But I'm an older Gen Z.
If you say so.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get the Gen Zs. If you're listening to me and you'd like to volunteer, I insist, volunteer.
Keyword, volunteer.
There's no money here. It's just passion. And it has a lot of fruits. I've gotten a lot of connections out of the Kenyan Readathon. I'm here, on radio.
It's true. You never know who's watching.
Yeah, and listening. So if anyone's out there and would like to volunteer for the Kenyan Readathon, please just send me a message. I'm friendly anywhere. And, as we're preparing for the 7th, I can't believe we're doing the 7th edition.
I know, right?
Next
7
year.
years is amazing.
Yes.
By the way, what have you learned about the Kenyan audiences over the years since you launched the Readathon?
So I keep on getting different audiences since I launched it. And people interested with this and that. What I try to do every other event is educate people on the Kenyan writing history, so that you know where to start from when you're getting into the Kenyan book space, and not just overload you with everything all at once. For example, in 2020, I think it was 2023, where I decided now to change the routine of the Readathon, where I dedicate each month with its own decade. So like in March, we read books that were published in the 60s. So and then we skip a month, and then the other month we do the 70s, because we know we started publishing in the 60s. Kenyans started writing way before, but you know tangible works and all that, published works, was in the 60s, with our first book, Whip No Child, by Ngugi wa Thiong'o in 1962, if I'm not wrong. So that routine would help people now to understand how our literature has evolved from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and then now the official Readathon month, which is September. Now you get to participate by reading the most recent works, or just anything you can pick from maybe 2010 going up. So that reading, the routine, also helps me understand the audience and what they really want to interact with, and how I can also communicate with them and make the Readathon more fun. It does not have to be like a task, because reading a lot of books in just 1 month
it can be a bit boring.
It can be boring. So
but actually, that's a very creative approach that you have right there.
Thank you.
And let me ask you, so you're very passionate, first of all, about encouraging Kenyans to just read Kenyan content as opposed to any other content, right? Now, is there a downside of consuming global content as opposed to Kenyan content? From your perspective?
There isn't, because I read everything. I read everything, but I'm big on Kenyan. What I really like to encourage people is give the same attention to our local writing as the one you give to international writing, because for them they wouldn't write about us. Kenyans are writing about us, our daily lives, what we do, our communities, our language. But an international writer, few of them would write about Africa or Kenya, to be specific, but it wouldn't hit home as the way Kenyan writers write. So, and the more we read our writers, the more we help them write even better.
I agree.
Write even better, because we'll do reviews, a book will move around, people will talk about it, and there's all that. We'll have book events and all that, so it will help with also strengthening our craft and have even more than 10 Gugis as compared to just one.
Let me ask you, what does Kenyan literature give us that other Africans don't have? And why should we be so excited about Kenyan literature? Because I know you're very passionate, and I know you've read a bunch of books. But for somebody who is not so big on Kenyan content, what's so unique about our storytelling? Our stories, our narrative that you can't find in any other part of the world?
I think it's just the way they talk about Kenyans when it comes to politics, or being
we're so political, huh?
or being very vigorous and audacious.
Oh, interesting.
And all that. It's just the same way it translates to our books. Please read Kenyan books. You'll find everything that you read on the internet that people are saying about Kenya. You'll find it in our books. More interestingly, especially Meja Mwangi. Meja Mwangi would write about anything so well, and the humor is so great. So I don't know if that is making any sense.
I think it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's just that simple. Just read for you to find out.
Back to your festival and that very amazing initiative. How did you actually convince some of the writers, the audiences, sponsors, and of course Kenyans at large, right? That this specific festival was going to be worth their time?
Wow, that's a good question. And maybe I was lucky to get people to at least pay attention, but being constant and persistent about, sharing about it and talking about it. I never slowed down. Once I started with my energy level at 50, it kept on growing. I never slowed down. Mm-hmm. So I think that was also a way that made it so easy for the audiences now to participate and people being interested. And also just when it comes to promoting or just helping a neighbor, I think Kenya has a very good community. When you're helping someone will come to join in. So when you're reading someone, or when Lexa is asking people to read at least 10 Kenyan authors in a year, people will join in for the good cause, because, there's so many great stories. And, also reading about your home. And I keep on insisting on language because it is very important. Yeah, so there's that, and just persistence, I think. Yeah. That's
interesting. Obviously, it's been 6 years, like you mentioned.
Yes.
Since you launched the festival. Mm-hmm. And it keeps on, you keep on updating it, adding new ideas, new experiences. Mm-hmm. What's the latest now? What's the latest unique idea that you've added to the festival?
This year it happened in September. We had 2 events this year, in March and in September. And so for the past 2 years, I've been trying to get people to read by decade. So 1 month you read a book published in the 60s. So that's a very exciting idea. And what else have I added this year? It's mostly that, reading by decade, and having panel discussions, and each year I come up with a theme. So for there's one special year that it was actually called Literary Methods and the Future of Kenyan Writing. And I asked Major Mwangi to write a speech. And he sent me a speech, and I read it out to people and a few other authors. So also coming up with themes for each readathon year is also something that I love doing. So for next year, I think I'll come up with another theme, and I'm still thinking of more ideas.
Speaking of Major Mwangi, most of us are still in shock that he actually passed on the 11th of December, just the other day. When was the last time you actually had a conversation with him, and what was it about?
Oh, wow. It was just a week before he died. That was Wednesday in the afternoon at 2 p.m., if I can remember. And before that, I had been trying to reach him, but it was not easy. So luckily, I spoke to him on Wednesday. We were catching up on. I have a book club called the Major Mwangi Book Club. I created it this year.
Oh, nice!
And I just put out an announcement on Twitter and my social media, and I had more than 100 people joining. So. And in December we did like a end-year book reading with another book that I'm the ambassador of, Whisper in the Jungle by Robert Mwangi. So we were doing like a collaborative book reading, and I was hosting it. So on that phone call, I was trying to update him on what we've been doing in the book space, and also with the book club, as this month we were doing our final book, Rafiki Mangita, which is set entirely in Nanyuki, where he comes from. And so we're mostly talking about books, and also checking up on him health-wise and all that.
That's interesting. Obviously, over the years, Major Mwangi has inspired generations of Kenyan readers and authors. In your view, what do you think is going to be his most impactful contribution, or should I say enduring contribution?
Writing for Kenyans. It's just that. Writing for us, writing for Kenyans. He's actually the best Kenyan writer. Please don't fight me if you're listening. He's the best Kenyan writer to be here. He wrote about us so well. In all his books. Of course, some are set out of Kenya, but he'll come back home. So yeah, I think that's all I can say for now. There's a lot I'd say about Major Mwangi, but for now, it's the most important thing is he wrote for Kenyans.
Yeah.
Yes.
As a reader yourself, what sort of impact did he have in your life?
As a reader, not as a friend.
And a friend.
Oh, my Major. This is so hard. It's a lot. It's a lot. He's one of those people you would listen to for hours. Because when I met him, we spoke for hours. We'd speak, take silences, watch the ocean, get back to us speaking. And he's actually who made me be more passionate about doing Kenyan Readathon and book events and all that. Even my first booktube video was of Major Mwangi. I think it was called Let Me Introduce You to Major Mwangi. No, Let Me Introduce You to Kenyan Authors. And then my first author was Major Mwangi.
Nice.
So literally he's just my anchor. I would do everything and remember Major Mwangi and, just... I don't even know what to say. I would mention him in every room I'd walk in.
Wow.
Just ask anyone about Major Mwangi or ask anyone about Lexa. They'll tell you, they'll just relate me to Major Mwangi. So that's how much he meant to me. And as a friend, he would share his laughter. Major used to laugh a lot, even at his old age. Tunapiga story, anacheka.
Amazing.
Yeah, and he was so kind to me. I think we shared kindness a lot. And, he taught me to be more kind to people and not to be too serious with life and all that. And and he would prepare me for big days and all that, and I would share with him about my days. So there's a lot I'd say, but I think for now that's that.
Yeah, Major Mwangi's work, his work pretty much mirrored the Kenyan experience.
A lot.
It embodied who we are as a people. From our sense of humor, our contradictions,
everything,
our struggles,
everything,
our resilience. How do you think? How do you think his work will be remembered out there when all is said and done? When history is written, what do you think they'll say about him? Let me add an angle to that question. When the history is finally written about Major Mwangi, what do you think Kenyans will learn about themselves or ourselves due to the work that he put out there?
Oh, that's a hard question. But being honest with who we are, because Kenyans like avoiding the truth. We like taking corners.
I love it.
Corners, a lot of corners, instead of just going on a straight line, facing this and that, and go home. So I think he'd be remembered for his honesty in telling about our lives, our struggles, from the Mau Mau struggle and liberation to our political frustrations, to our, work situations, getting into the city, trying to find a job and not, getting into crime and all that. He writes every single thing, especially even politically wise, because people see him like as a fun writer who produces fun literature, but there's a book which is heavy on politics called The Big Chiefs, which actually tells a lot about us Kenyans. So I think that if it makes any...
I think you make absolute sense. I think you described his work very well.
Yeah. And thank you for letting me speak about Major.
It's my honor. It's an absolute honor, by the way. What impact did he have on the festival, on the initiative?
Major?
Yeah.
He's actually the one who made me, want to do it every other year, because I'd get a chance to speak about him every other year. And also
he was the ideal to you. You'd always refer to him, isn't it?
Yeah, most of the time.
Okay.
of course, I started speaking about him before the Readathon, but with the Readathon, it was so easy, and he would encourage me. He would, we would talk on phone or messages, and he would encourage me, and also him doing a speech at the Readathon, which is something that not so many people have managed to get him to do that, because he was so private. He wouldn't do media interviews or anything out in the crowd, and I managed to have him do a speech at my event. I still have the speech. If you want to listen to the speech, let me know. I'll read it out loud and share it on my social media if you like, for those who missed the event. So there's also that.
How can Kenyan writers and storytellers actually carry forward the spirit of Meja Mwangi?
So Kenyan writers of now, they should slow down. They should actually slow down. There's a lot of writing that is going on, and they should actually slow down, read more, understand the community, move around, interact with people more before getting into now writing and producing a book in like 2 weeks. And
people do that these days.
Or 1 month. I don't know. There's that. Okay, well, they will not speak.
No, it's okay. Actually, you're very right. I think most, I'm not going to mention names, but I think I've run into a bunch of authors who I suspect use ChatGPT.
AI.
Yeah, they use AI to publish their works.
And there's even a tribute for Meja Mwangi that was written by AI. I'm so disappointed.
Yeah.
And they even have the information wrong.
Yeah.
I write her for the newspaper. Can you imagine that? So they should just slow down and read more. Meja Mwangi would tell me, you should just read more and observe in silence. Don't be loud. Don't be all over the place and, doing all that. Just sit, observe, write a good book that will be relevant 50 years, because Kill Me Quick by Meja Mwangi was published in 1973 and it's now like 52 years old, and it is so relevant till now. So relevant. So there's that silence, sitting back, observe and read a lot. I like that. Read a lot. And it's one thing, I'm always trying to do, by the way, these days, because there's a lot of distractions going on. Reading is like the ultimate skill to have, right? With regards to the future of storytelling and, of course, writing in the country, are you excited? Do you think, it's going to be proper mainstream one day? Like, we're just going to have a bunch of Kenyans so excited about writing and, joining initiatives like yours and adding value, not using AI, their own organic thoughts. Yes. There's going to be a lot that's going to happen, starting with the Readathon. It's going to be big. If it's already having an impact to other countries, not just in Kenya, that tells you that we are moving in the right direction. And people are being inspired. You meet someone and they tell you, I'm so inspired by this and this, and I tell you, please do something, join in or whatever, start something and we'll support you. So there's that. There are so many initiatives coming up. There's so many writing groups. I'd like to give a shout out to Kwani with a Q, a writing.
Shout out to Kwani.
There are also just Rafinki, writers and poets. I encourage people just to come up with these initiatives and then, be one, not, be like a competition, or it shouldn't be a competition, but just, to steer Kenya into like a big literary country, to be known by our books and not by our politicians.
That one. Mary, please cut that part. We need to be known by our books.
Yes.
Not politicians.
Yes.
I love it. Because I know, you're very right, because I think the politicians are the ones who run the narrative nowadays.
I know.
And the narrative is so uneducated. It's just like, it's so basic. A lot of speculation and very cheap, just cheap engagements and content, and I can't handle it. Let me ask you, what stories do we need to tell more of from a Kenyan context, and what do you think Meja Mwangi would want us to talk more about?
Oh, Meja Major would want us to write simple stories. Don't be too complex. Don't try to be Shakespeare and, lose direction, because when you go overboard with that, you forget even to describe a spoon or someone walking out of this door, going out, or to pick a cup, and, just work on simple stories, simple writing. And wait, have I lost my direction?
No, you're good. You're good. Let's keep it simple.
Yeah, keep it simple. And, the more it's simple, the more it's going to be easy for you to relate with someone next to you.
Are you saying the everyday mundane things? The things that are around us. Let's talk about the basic stuff. There's a lot of depth in those.
Yes. Or if you're inspired by an African figure, write about them, but please make a route back home to your community or to the people around you. And please stop writing about Nairobi, for goodness sake. And, I was trying to come up with a list of, Kenyan writers by county.
Yeah.
It was hard.
Yeah. Really?
Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Why is it hard?
I don't know.
Is it because all writers just they think Nairobi is the only narrative that we have?
Being situated in Nairobi, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Move around. Write about your. Okay. People will say like the village too much.
Well, I think the village has a lot of context.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And so please just move out of Nairobi and just write. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're mostly in the village, eh?
Yeah.
I love the. Actually, I think it's so chill. I love my village as well. Yeah. So, what are you working on currently? Any projects that we can support you, attend maybe?
Oh yeah, perfect. So the 7th edition of the Readathon, but that is next year. I'm planning on having it bigger and move out of I'm a victim of Nairobi. I don't like Nairobi.
You really don't like Nairobi.
I want it to spread
nice
out of Nairobi, because this is where we do the physical event.
Yeah.
I want to move to schools. So if anyone is interested, mostly teachers, they'd like their students to participate in the Readathon, not just having them read the set texts that have been, compiled by KICD and all that. They'll read more literatures from, different decades and different generations. So if teachers would like to collaborate with me, and please, it's volunteer work, I insist, please reach out to me. And also, of course, I'd need support for that to move around. So there's that. And just to move out of Nairobi. So next year is the 6th edition. I still want to do something for Major Mwangi. And so I'll just put out an announcement. So if you'd really love to participate in that, also you can join in. So it's mostly building the Readathon and having more people to join in.
So I'm going to ask you a very typical question that I usually ask my amazing guests. As a way to wrap up the conversation.
I can sense it.
Well, what have you learned about yourself? Or should I say, how has the festival changed you over the years since its inception?
That I can actually speak. And speak in front of people. And that I am actually passionate about the things that I love. And I'm kind. Because you have to smile all through when you're interacting with people and dealing with all kinds of people. You have to be kind. You have to be passionate. So there's that, and I like that I can speak very well.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're doing good.
Don't dispute me.
Listen, I think you're an amazing speaker.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So this.
Have you got your own books, by the way? Anything you're working on?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
I write sometimes some
Yeah.
poetry. I used to write a lot of poetry. My dad would read them and critique, and then I'd write. Actually,
Yeah.
my dad is the one who's fueled my passion for reading from my younger age till now.
Nice.
I keep on stealing books from his bookshelf. I'm
Yeah.
sorry if you're listening.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's that. And yeah, I think I'm answered.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. All right. So, what's your contact information in case somebody wants to sponsor your work, wants to share your story? How can they reach out to you?
Or like my phone number or my...
I mean, email,
email.
whatever, social media.
social media is Lexa Lubanga on all platforms. Bookstagram is literally Lexa. But
Yeah.
if you search Lexa Lubanga, I'm the only Lexa Lubanga in Kenya.
Yeah. Go you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Just Lexa Lubanga on all social media platforms. I actually get my lots of people reach out to me through social media.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming through, Lexa.
Thank you.
It's been a good one.
Thank you.
Remember, Lexa Lubanga is the founder of this amazing initiative called Kenyan Readathon. We've also talked about the legendary Major Mwangi who passed on the 11th of December. And he's a great Kenyan author, and I hope you learned a thing or two. In fact, you should get out there and, try and, access his works. And just, try and understand why we say he's a great one. Thank you so much, Lexa, for coming through to Culture Kitchen right on SpiceFM.
Thank you.
Asante sana. All right now it's 23 minutes after 8. Floetic, Twendekazi.
The latest talk and greatest memories on Spice FM.